All right, volunteers. So in the last video, we checked to make sure that we had all of the required resources gathered and that all the pieces were ready for us to put the service together. In this video, we're going to add the pre-service announcements, the opening slide, and the in-service announcements. So let's get to ProPresenter. Maybe that again here. There we go. Here we are in ProPresenter. So you'll notice that we have the pre-service announcements first slide, but there is no pre-service announcements in ProPresenter yet because we haven't put them in yet and because I deleted the old ones. So the first step is to go to File in ProPresenter, go to Import, and we'll go ahead import the PowerPoint presentation. Pastor usually creates the pre-service announcements and puts them into Dropbox in the JUMC image team folder and inside 2021 images. So you'll see here we have the pre-service announcements 2021, the date, that's today's date, pre-service announcements. So we're going to go ahead and select that and we'll say open it, and it will convert all of those slides into slides for ProPresenter. And we're going to go ahead and put that into the weekly folder. There are lots of libraries. We're going to put it in the weekly library because it changes on a weekly basis. And now it's been imported. So if we click up here to the weekly library, we should be able to find it in our library. So let's go ahead to go to the bottom here. Oh, when we imported it, unfortunately, someone had named it 02021, 0221. So we're going to go ahead and try to find that here somewhere. They're usually alphabetic, and this is alphanumeric, but for some reason, somebody's been putting a 0 in front of them. I don't know why, but here is our pre-service announcements, the one that we just had to pay attention to what we were doing there. So we're going to go ahead and copy this, and we're going to put it in our tutorial here. So this is the one that we created in the last video. So if we go scroll to the top of this playlist in the pre-service announcements section, if we right click and we say paste, it will paste it underneath whatever we've clicked on. So we now have pre-service announcements first slide here, and then we have the one that we're going to run before the service begins, pre-service announcements, actual announcements here. So the thing you have to do with this is you have to go up to slideshow and you have to tell it to change slides every 10 seconds. And we can go ahead and try that out. Just click on one of the slides and you can see down here it's advancing the slide. If you click on the advance, it will stop advancing, but down here it's advancing the slide. Every 10 seconds it'll go to the next slide. Because it's a slideshow, when it gets to the end, it will loop back to the beginning until we tell it otherwise. So we've just done the pre-service announcements, and you can sort of see what's going on there. Oh, the reason this is interesting. The reason we have a black bar here is because I didn't choose this first slide. So if we click on that first slide, it formats the announcements so that it is formatted to go both out over the stream and to be displayed in the sanctuary. So my mistake for forgetting to click on this when we wanted to show that we had done it. So the next thing we're going to do, if we go back and check our quick start guide here, quick help guide, the next thing we're going to do is the opening slides. So we're going to go ahead and go back to, you try to remember, one resource that's I think very useful is the worship plan. So if you remember, we're going through this worship plan. Before the worship begins, we have those pre-service announcements, and then we have the prelude, and then we have the lighting of the altar candles. During the lighting of the altar candles, we show a slide that says basically, welcome to JUMC Church, and it says what Sunday it is. Today, for example, is the 11th Sunday after Lent, and so we're going to put that information on the opening slides here. So let's go into ProPresenter, and you see the opening slide is already here. And if we click on this opening slide, that's the background, which I like the background. And this already says 11th Sunday after Pentecost because we had this service today. But if you needed to edit that, you could go to Edit Slide, and it'll come over here to the slide editor, and you can change this to 12th Sunday or whatever Sunday it is, or any other message that you need to have displayed here. It's usually the same message as in the top of our worship plan. So that is what you essentially copy into this slide. And then when you're done editing this slide, there's no need to save. You go back to show here and it shows you all the slides, and you can click on this, click on this start slide, and it shows how it will look in the service. So we just did the opening slide, and now the welcome responsive pretty much stays the same every week. So we do this welcome responsive. It's sometimes nice to go through it as we're going through the service, but let's have a look. Welcome responsive is formatted correctly. And then after that, there's after the welcome responsive, there's more announcements. This is the in-service announcements. So we're going to go ahead and go to File, and we're going to import. We're going to do exactly the same as we did for the pre-service announcements. Only this time we're going to import the in-service announcements. And recall the name of it is 02021. I don't know why that is, but it means it's going to be out of order. So we'll just remember the name and we'll find it. So we're going to go ahead and open the in-service announcements. Sometimes they're slightly different than the pre-service announcements, and we're going to put that in weekly as well. So we go up here and click on weekly, and we find it. Here we go. 02021 in-service announcements. This is today's date and in-service announcements. So that's the one we want. We're going to go ahead and say copy this. And we're going to scroll down to our playlist of today. And we're going to go to, this is the welcome and announcements section. Inside, after announcements first slide, we're going to click and we're going to say paste, and it will put the announcements in here. So these are the announcements that will show over the pastor's left shoulder during the service. So they're in today's case, it's exactly the same. Pastor's on vacation. I hope you're enjoying yourself, Young Jay. But so these announcements are now done. If we go back to our quick start guide, you'll see that we've added pre-service announcements, we've edited the opening slide, and we've added the in-service announcements. So in the next video, we're going to talk about the Lord's Prayer. So we'll see you in the next video.